Greetings, humans and fellow fairy creatures. It's time for the long-awaited vacation recap, or travel recap, whatever I have been deciding to call this thing. I'm in my moist critical cosplay, I guess you could say, with the plain white shirt and the long hair and beard. Or I guess I should, instead of saying greetings, humans and fellow fairy creatures, I should say, what's up, everybody? It's Algandars. But this actually isn't a completely plain white T-shirt. It's got a sea turtle on the bottom of it. And funny story about this shirt. Devin and I both got shirts like these after Royal Caribbean misplaced our baggage. So we'll get into that a little bit later. Hope you all are doing well tonight. I'm gonna show you the vacation video that I have put together. It's not as long as it has been in previous years. I feel like every time I do this, it gets about half as long. So I don't know. I just didn't really have as much to record this time around. Hopefully that'll change next year. But hello, Devin. Hello, Neri. Hello, Ad. Hello, Catherine. Hope you all are doing well. And hello, Mila. Mila says hi. She's taking a nice warm bath and she can't come to Chicago right now because she feels sick. Well, that's alright. Hope she's enjoying her bath at the very least. Oh, speaking of baths and speaking of Mila, I've got some rubber duckies, some new rubber duckies that Devin won for me at the arcade. This one is my favorite, though, as you can probably imagine, because it looks like it has Algandars. But we've got... This one is... I don't know. Irish duck, because it's got... I don't know. Looks like shamrocks around its neck. I'm not really sure. We've got... Spa duck, who's got a towel on her head and is wearing a bathrobe. Whoops. There we go. Pirate duck. Or sailor duck. Got a sword and bandana. And then, of course, my favorite, Algandar's duck. Because he's sparkly and green. And Jordy says hi too. Hi, Jordy. He's learning to say hi. Hello. I'm feeling a lot more tired than usual tonight, so I'm just going to sit back and watch. That's fine. It's going to be a pretty short stream anyway. Just because in years past that I've done this, it's usually like about an hour long anyway. But, yeah. Mila says the green one is her favorite. Yeah, I agree. The green one is pretty cool. I've got a yellow one that's like this. It's sparkly and yellow. But, yeah. So, I think the way that I've done this in the past is, I've just kind of said nothing and just shown the video as is. I have to first find the video. Just want to make sure that I don't... that the volume isn't too loud. I should have done a sound check of this. But that's alright. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just pull the video up and, take my camera down and then just not say anything until the video is done. It's only about, like, 10 minutes long. Just give me 1 second. Hopefully there's no glitches in it. Okay. Display. Bye-bye camera. And here we go.
Couldn't save them.
not quite just yet. So we're gonna wait till the music comes on.
Almost. Want me to try it?
Yeah.
Oh, you. Oh, really?
Oh, sorry. But yeah, I was just saying I'm just gonna put on the uncut version while I, talk about it while I play calming Final Fantasy X-2 music. Anyway, yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, like Definite was saying, it was unusually cold. The day that we were breaking down, not just the day that we were breaking down, but even while we were in Miami and in the Caribbean. It was a pretty reasonable temperature when we were in the Bahamas, but when we got to Miami, it was like in the mid to low 40s. And the morning when we got back to Miami, it was like before the sun came up, it was like 35 degrees Fahrenheit. It was cold. that ice storm that they had in the south was really affecting southern Florida as well, which I was hoping it wouldn't, but it did. And as a matter of fact, that was a record low for Miami. I think the last time it got that cold was either in 1909 or 1919. I forget which, but you know, it was still warmer than Chicago, but not as warm as I would like it to be. I'd rather it be, you know, 70 rather than 40. Yeah, it is really weird. But yeah, no, that's climate change for you. But yeah, so the reason why this trip's video or this trip's vacation video wasn't as long as we didn't really do as much stuff as I would have liked to. We didn't go to the beach at any point because we would have, I don't know, it's like we didn't really, well, I'll get to that in a second, but like couldn't go to the beach at Miami because it was kind of too cold. And when we got to the Bahamas, we had as I mentioned before, a mishap with our luggage, and we were still wearing the same clothes that we were wearing when we were building the stage. And Devin was wearing long pants, and his pants had ripped, so he was, you know, kind of in a bad mood, and I was in a bad mood because I was like, you know, wearing the same dirty clothes from 2 days ago. And now it's in the 50s here. I know, it's crazy. What sucks is the buildings weren't well insulated in Florida, so it was cold inside too. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it was like only about 40 degrees in Florida, but somehow it felt colder there than when we got back to Chicago when it was like, you know, 15 degrees. But that's just because, I don't know, like, A, you're expecting it to be cold in Chicago, and B, Chicago has the infrastructure to deal with the cold. Florida doesn't. Their buildings aren't well insulated. And that's why it kind of bothers me when people from the north act like, so I'm just gonna pause it for a second. So like people from the north act like it's such a flex that like, oh yeah, we can handle the cold and you can't, and like acting like it's you know, like a moral failing that people who are from the south can't handle the cold. But it's just like, okay, but they don't have the infrastructure to handle cold weather because it never gets cold there. They don't have salt for their roads, they don't have plows, they don't have insulated buildings. Like, it's just how it's like they adapted their infrastructure to how the weather or how the climate typically is in that area. It's like, you know, making fun of northerners for being like, oh, you can't handle the heat. It's like, well, yeah, we got insulated buildings. I don't know. It's just being able to handle the cold is not the flex you think it is. It's just, it's just kind of cringe to me when people, you know, act like, you know, being accustomed to the climate that you're accustomed to is somehow a flex. But it does, yeah, it really puts things into perspective. So anyway, what I was going to say right here, because I kind of rolled back the video, we were going to Versailles. It's this Cuban restaurant, but traffic outside of our hotel was at a complete standstill. There was this motorcade going by. It turns out it was, you know, Vice President Couchfucker coming to town, and that's what the big hullabaloo was about. But they had all these motorcycle cops blocking the road and all these vehicles, including ambulances and fire trucks and things like that. But yeah, we're just in the Uber trying to get to Versailles, and our Uber driver was kind of late. Well, actually, he was a Lyft driver, but you know, Uber, Lyft, whatever. He was kind of late to come get us. And at first we're like, what the hell is he doing? He's just sitting there. But then we realized, oh shit, like the entire road is blocked off. But yeah, that's Versailles. We went there, we got dinner, and they also have a bakery section. Oh yeah, turn on the camera. Forgot the camera was turned off. Not that it really matters that much. But you know, we're just waiting for the shuttle to the cruise port here. And we saw an orange cat that at first I thought was the same orange cat that I had seen 2 years ago, but I realized it's not the same cat because the other cat that I had seen had its ear, or one of its ears, clipped. I don't know if it was a trap neuter return clip or if it had injured its ear in a fight or something like that. I like to tease my friends about the cold sometimes, but never hold anyone in contempt, and hopefully don't bother my friends with it. Yeah, I mean, like, if it's all, like, you know, just in good fun and, you know, like, just kind of poking fun and whatever, but I don't know. Like, it also just kind of annoys me when people, like, you know, act like they're superior for being accustomed to a certain climate that they're used to. It's just like, well, we're accustomed to changing seasons. People down south are accustomed to the heat, so it's all perspective. I recognize the Blind Guardian shirt. But anyway, going back to this cat, yeah, I don't think it's the same cat that I have seen before. Thank you for the sub, World's Best Dad. Give you a shout out. Great. Shout out. There we go. I know you don't stream, but shout out regardless. That cat was actually outside of our hotel room. Our room was like right there, or maybe it was like this room right here. It was on the second floor of this like outdoor area, and we heard the cat. There was like, so the people that were in the room next to us were hanging out outside of their hotel room and our hotel room and just talking really loud, which was kind of annoying, to be honest. It's just like, why don't you just go inside of your own hotel room or go somewhere else? Like, go somewhere far away from the rooms and, like, have your loud-ass conversations. But anyway, this cat came by, and we heard it meowing, and I opened up the door, and the cat just meowed, looked at me, meowed really loud, and then just darted off. But, yeah, I hope you're doing well, World's Best Dad. Very chatty stray cat. I don't know if it's a stray or maybe it's just an outdoor kitty. You never know. He's very chatty. Has a lot to say. But yeah, this is just kind of our ride to the cruise port. There's some trees that are growing on top of I think that's a hotel, or I think it's actually a shopping mall. Maybe it's a shopping mall and a hotel, because the balconies tell me that it's a hotel, but I think it was also like a mall. Went out of a different cruise port than we did, or cruise terminal than we did last year, but it's the same one that I was on 2 years ago. So the Freedom of the Seas goes out of this much newer, sleeker, more spacious terminal than Independence of the Seas does. Independence of the Seas terminal was just a mess. But so when Devin and I dropped we dropped our luggage off at the with one of the porters at the terminal. I show him. Oh shoot, my camera turned off. I need to just turn it off. Well, my camera froze. I'm just gonna turn it off. It does that sometimes. So we show our cabin number to the porter, and we see him write it down on one of the luggage tags, and us being, you know, the trustful people that or trusting people that we are, assume that he's going to put that luggage tag on our luggage. And then he asked for a tip, and we both tipped him like $5 each, so he gets $10 from us. Come to find out, he didn't put our luggage tag on our luggage. He put it on somebody else's luggage, and then put the wrong tag, with the wrong cabin number, on our luggage. So not only did this guy get a $10 tip from us, but he didn't even do his fucking job right. And so for that reason, we were without our luggage for a day and a half, 2 days. Including the day that we were in the Bahamas. And I don't like to be a Karen, but Devin and I went. Well, we had a number of trips up to the customer service desk, being like, "Hey, have you found our luggage yet? Have you found our luggage?" And they're like, "Oh no, check on deck 12." And we checked on deck 12, and it wasn't there. But then it turns out that it actually was sent to deck 12, but it was sent to one of the suites. So on deck 12, there's like this area that they use to store all of the luggage for like the bands and stuff like that. And also there's some suites up there, but we only checked in the area where they had sent the bags luggage because we accidentally got Windrose's luggage, like we got their costumes instead. So we were wondering if Windrose by some way got our luggage instead, and we're like, hey, maybe we'll see them up on stage and they'll be wearing our clothes. But yeah, it sucked, but we did eventually get our luggage back, and they gave us these white t-shirts with sea turtles printed on them, and like the toiletries bag and all that stuff. But yeah, it's just, still being polite to them, but it's also just kind of being persistent, like being like, hey, like, we still haven't gotten our luggage. Have you followed up on that yet? Like, we really need a change of clothes. It's like, it's nice that you're giving us shirts, but what we really need are like a clean pair of socks and a clean pair of underwear. Like, that's what really matters right now. I'm wearing the same underwear that I've been wearing for the last day and a half, and I kind of want to change it. I basically, we had to settle for like, somewhat washing our underwear and our socks in the sink and air drying them. But yeah, we weren't really able to enjoy the Bahamas that much because we were still wearing the same dirty clothes. Persistence is key like that sometimes, nothing to be ashamed of. Yeah, I know, it's like the saying goes, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And we just kind of had to keep reminding them, like, hey, we haven't gotten our luggage back yet. Can you please, like we kept nudging them, like, can you please, like, do something about this? Because they assured us that the luggage was on the ship. It was somewhere on the ship. They just needed to find out where it was. But yeah, that's one of the horses that was really skinny and emaciated. You can kind of see there. It's a very skinny horse. And unfortunately, that's kind of a common thing there. The horses aren't really treated too well. The place that we were sitting outside of was a public library, but unfortunately they weren't letting anybody in. So yeah, that's the library there. That's the American Embassy that we walked past. I'm like, oh, okay. If I get my passport lost or stolen, I know exactly where to go. That's like a kind of resort / shopping area just outside of the cruise. We weren't the only cruise that was in the Bahamas at that time, or in Nassau. I think we were like one of like 4 or 5 other cruise ships that was there. Originally, we were supposed to go on Saturday, but because there was going to be high winds on Saturday and Sunday, they pushed our arrival date, our port date, to Friday instead, because it would have been much more favorable weather. And it's a good thing that the captain made the call that he did, because if he had made it later, we wouldn't have been able to dock at all. We would have just been, cruising around the Caribbean until we, got back to Miami. We're just kind of looking at palm trees. It's interesting about palm trees is that their trunks are basically just a bunch of these tiny little roots. It's not like if you cut like a regular tree in half, it's just like rings. It's just a bunch of these little tentacles. And this tree, I guess, had moved or had been shifted somehow. We also got some Bahamian food while we were there. I got the conch platter, so it was cracked conch fritters, conch salad, and conch chowder. It looks pretty good. I didn't get any video of it, but I do have pictures. But these are like park benches and retaining walls that are made of conch shells. A magic conch. Statue of Queen Victoria that's being blocked by these bleachers for, I don't know what it was, like a street race or a parade or something like that. I'm not really sure what was going on. But the buildings in the Bahamas, or in Nassau rather, were really pretty. They're these like kind of old pink buildings. And like painted all other colors, like yellow over there and stuff like that. We got the pharmacy and the pharmacy, S-E-A. Yeah. I feel like our trip was a little bit dashed by all the inconveniences of, like, you know, the bad weather and our luggage getting lost and us having to walk around in dirty clothes. But, I mean, the Bahamas seemed like a really nice place. And I'd like to go back there again sometime and under much better circumstances. But this was when we were waiting to see, what was it? It wasn't Windrose that we were waiting to see, was it? It was Blind Guardian. Blind Guardian was supposed to perform, and one of the people that we know who's a stagehand had helped set up the stage for this show. It was Beast in Black, sorry. Yeah, I hope you guys can do just that. I hope so too. So the stagehands had set up the stage for Beast in Black, but because of the rain, they decided last minute not to play, and the stagehands were kind of understandably annoyed because it's just like, okay, we get that you don't want to play, but could you have let us know before we set up the stage for you? Because it's just like we spent all this time setting up the stage for you, and now we have to immediately take it all down. What's with the hot tub? Well, it's on a cruise ship. We built this stage on the pool deck. So underneath these risers, or this floor here, is a pool. And we, as volunteers, me and Devin, and Eddie and Ozzy, we, well, not Ozzy. Ozzy does merch, but me, Eddie, and Devin all take part in helping to build the stage. So we put on the lights, we put together the trusses and the riser, and like set down the risers and stuff like that. But yeah, you take this all away, it's just a pool. And speaking of, so the weather for like Saturday and Sunday while we were still sailing was kind of cold and windy and miserable. So we didn't really do any of the fun, like, outdoor stuff, like going in the pool. Like we tried to go in the pool, but it was way too cold. Like I took one step in, I'm like, no, fuck this. Couldn't do Flow Rider, couldn't do the water slide. The only thing that was actually enjoyable was the hot tub. The hot tub was actually really, really nice. It's nice to go in a hot tub in cold weather because you got like the hot water and then you got the cold air to cool you down. But other than that, Devin and I just kind of spent time wandering around. We went into the arcade and did the claw machine. Devin, so hang on, this claw machine, not this one, but the one with all the ducks that clearly has a lot of ducks missing from it. This machine was broken somehow. The first couple of rounds, or the first few rounds rather, we had to play, or we had to pay money for in order to play it, but then after like a certain number, it stopped charging us, and so Devin was just oopsies. Move this. Okay. So like after like a certain number of tries, it stopped charging the cards, so we got to play for free, which explains why there are so many ducks missing. So people probably figured out, oh shoot, we can play for free. And so that's how Devin won me all 4 of these ducks. See if I can get that thing to go away. Yeah, stupid bullshit claw machines. Now, this is the uncropped version of the rock climbing wall, also not sped up. I did the climbing wall. I got all the way to the top, but Devin tried to do it, but because he has some issues with his hand, he wasn't really able to grip properly. He's getting it treated, but yeah, he unfortunately wasn't able to make it too far. Maybe once his hand is feeling better, we can do rock climbing again. I like rock climbing. Oh, and by the way, the socks that I'm wearing, those are my Timbit socks. Like Tim Horton Timbits. Not wearing them right. Timbims, yeah. My Timbims. I'm not wearing them right now, but yeah. Some of the rocks were like one of them. I remember one of them was kind of loose, so I couldn't quite grab onto it. But yeah, it's like we did the rock climbing wall. We did some free rounds of claw machine in the arcade. We sat in the hot tub a couple times. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do this. When I was in high school, they had a rock climbing wall. They had 3 different types of wall. They had one that was like this, where it was just straight up. There was one where it went up, and then it kind of curved in, so you're on kind of a flat surface that was easy to like climb up. And then it went straight up, and then it went, see if I can, no, I'm still frozen. It went kind of back out, so you had to climb almost upside down. But that one was actually pretty easy. The one that was hard was the one that had a nose, so you had to basically climb over the nose. That took a lot of upper body strength, and I was never able to get it. I'm actually kind of surprised that they don't make you wear a helmet for this. They made us wear a helmet in PE, but then again, it wasn't an auto belay system. It was like manual belay, so you had 2 people belaying you while you climbed. That's the front of the ship and the helicopter landing pad. Yeah, hopefully next year we'll have nicer weather. And of course, that's LOVD playing. I'm really bummed because they didn't bring any merch. And they're the one band that I wanted to buy merch for. But I think partially because the boat or the event takes a 25% cut of merch sales. Plus, since they're from Switzerland, they're a foreign band, they probably have to deal with, like, you know, all the tariff bullshit that we got going on. But so I can kind of understand why them and all the other, like, many of the other bands decided just not to bring merch at all. Because there were a number of other bands that didn't have merch. Excuse me. But these security really had their work cut out for them. There's one part where they're just catching crowd surfers almost non-stop. Let's see if I can... Yeah, it's just... I think there's gonna be another one that comes, yeah. They just keep on grabbing them. Which one right after the other. But LOVD was at least fun to watch. But it's a shame that couldn't get any merch for them. This girl with the red hair who was playing the harp, I couldn't hear her playing that instrument at all. That's kind of the downside of live music, is that certain instruments overpower others. And if you mix the sound well enough, like if their sound guy is good enough, like you can balance the audio and hear certain instruments better. But I don't think the sound engineers for this cruise really cared too much to do that. Which, I mean, I can kind of understand because they've got loads of other bands to mix sound for. Sisyphus pushing the boulder back. Yeah. Yeah. But they're a good band. There, he's got the bagpipes. You got the bagpipes, harp, hurdy-gurdy, drums, bass, guitar, singing. Yeah, they've got all sorts of instruments. What else? Let's see what the next clip is going to be. I remember when we saw Unleash the Archers last night. Last year, the microphone sound was really low compared to the instruments. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of common on this cruise. Especially for, I don't know, like the... Like, I understand that they have a lot of different bands that they have to do sound checks for. And it can be kind of hard to find, like, a happy medium for all of them. Or that they only have so much time to sound check. But... yeah. Sometimes just certain things get overpowered by other instruments. This is us getting back into Miami. That's the cruise port. Well, not the cruise port. That's the what's it called? The harbor. They got a lot of like cargo ships as well, shipping containers and whatnot. Look at those huge cranes. They use cranes like that to get all the stage equipment onto the boat. As you can see, well, you can't see me in the video, but you can see the other people that I'm working with all bundled up. It was cold as fuck. Me, I was even wearing my winter coat. And one of the guys that we were working with, I don't know, well... he kind of gets on my nerves, but I try to avoid him as much as possible. But I have a winter coat with fur around the hood, and I had the fur out because I like it to be out because it does a better job at blocking the wind. But he comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, you know, you should the proper way is to tuck the fur in." I'm just like, what? Like I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. But then he comes up and tries to touch my hood, and then Devin slapped his hand away. It's just like, bro, don't touch me. Like, first of all, you don't know why I'm wearing my hood the way I do. I'm wearing it for a reason. I don't know. I just hate people who feel like they have to be a know-it-all about everything. Yeah, it doesn't smack a bitch. It's just like, I'm wearing my hood this way for a fucking reason. Don't fucking touch it, and don't touch me without my consent. Like, fuck off. Yeah, but the morning before we get off the boat, Devin and I had, dude is so rude. Yeah, I know. And he's also one of those people that he likes to yell at other people for doing something unsafe, which, like, maybe they're doing it, maybe they're being unsafe, maybe they're not, but he'll also do things that are unsafe. Like, he threw these, like, we were strapping up these risers that were on a cart, and he threw the ratchet strap, like, underneath it, and he almost hit himself in the face. And somebody scolded him for that. We got cut from breakdown like 2 hours early, which was nice. Yeah, that was good too. Had my donuts and bacon and eggs. Anyway, I'm gonna fix my camera really quick. Sometimes it just freaks out for no reason. There we go. All right. Anyway. Yeah, it's a little bit short of a stream than I normally do, but I don't know. I think that's really all I have to share with you for now. Anyway. Yeah. Unless you guys have any comments or anything that you want to share. I'll post the full non-stream version of the vacation video on YouTube in due time. What about the guy who wanted to be a sub? Oh yeah, I gotta tell that story too. So there was when we were on the train going to the airport, Devin and I were just minding our own business, and this guy, he so we're just like standing there minding our own business, and on the train they have these like they have a screen that has like these PSAs, like, you know, don't block the doors and don't like put your bag on the seat next to you so people can sit down or whatever. And some of the ads are kind of funny, like the whole like don't rush in, like wait for people to get off the train before you get on. And they have like this football player who's just like rushing onto the train, just, you know, like a quarterback or whatever. Yeah, so Devin and I were just talking about the ads that are on the train, or not the ads, the PSAs, and this random guy who's just fucking like insane and insecure thought that we were talking shit about him, and he's just like, you know, threatening to beat our ass and like calling us faggot and pussy and all that shit. It's just like, bro, we're not even talking to you, and we weren't even talking shit about you. I mean, we will later on because we didn't know you existed until now, but now that you're being an asshole to us, we're gonna talk shit about you later. But yeah, I don't know. People are fucking crazy. They're making fun of the AI ads on the train. Well, they weren't AI ads. Those are like pretty old ads that they have. But yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we're just kind of talking about that, and the guy somehow thought that we were talking about him. They looked like weird AI BS. I don't know. I mean, they've definitely been around longer than like advanced AI or realistic AI has been a thing. So I'm pretty sure they're not AI, or they're at least like photoshopped and not AI. I was going to make a bad joke. I know the CTA has been using AI shit lately. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, maybe some of them are AI. Some of them I do know have been around for like, you know, a decently long amount of time. But yeah, that I mean, it was like kind of funny in retrospect, but also just like really unnerving. And it's just like, I don't know, with all the like crazy shit going on, it's just like, look, man, like we're just minding our own business. Leave us alone. We don't want any trouble. I don't know. Glad that guy needs meds and help. Glad he didn't actually get physical, but at least that's super shitty. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's like you can only have empathy to a degree. It's just like, I feel bad that, you know, whatever this guy is going through makes him feel like he needs to act this way. But at the same time, like when you start threatening other people and like negatively affecting the people around you, then I just don't really feel bad for you anymore. I don't know. You just tell us you guys are dating, probably. It's like one of those homophobic pieces of shit. So good looking too. Ooh. But yeah. It's just like I have a degree in psychology, so it's like it's just like I understand to a degree, like, you know, mental illnesses and stuff like that, but also it's like there comes a point where you need to take accountability for your own actions, and you know, you can't make, like, having a mental illness is an explanation, it's not an excuse. And again, you need to take control of your own life, and you need to take accountability for how you act. And of course, being, you know, a violent, homophobic piece of shit is never an excuse. Anyway, that's gonna be it for tonight, humans and fellow fairy creatures. Our next stream is going to be It Takes Two on Tuesday. Same day I have a dentist appointment. Devin's going to be joining me. I mentioned this to Ad, but and Devin knows about it, and like maybe a few others, but I may be starting a new job sometime soon. Still not completely sure if I'll get it or what, if I do get it, what my hours are going to be like. But I don't know. It may affect my stream schedule. I may not be able to stream as frequently or if at all. But, you know, we'll play it by ear. For right now, I'm just trying to you know, stream as much as I possibly can while I still have the availability to do so. So Devin and I are doing It Takes Two on Tuesday. I'm doing more Twilight Princess on Thursday. Doing the rescheduled Piglets Big Game on Sunday, and then Ad and I have something planned. Excuse me, the 24th. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight, humans and fellow fair creatures. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for listening to my rambles and humoring me with this very short, poorly put together vacation video, whatever it is. And yeah, guess I'll just see you all on Tuesday for It Takes Two. Take care, everyone.